Okay, roll. Welcome to South Padre. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So where are you coming from? Where's the last gig?
All of us are based in New York. Strangely, because of the way that travel works sometimes for us, when we're touring, we were in Atlanta doing 2 shows in southern Georgia, flew back to New York from Atlanta, and then flew right back to Atlanta to come down here. So
yeah,
we were in Georgia a few days ago. Yeah.
Okay, great. You decided to fly here, not drive.
Yes, exactly. We thought we were going to fly to San Antonio and drive down, but it turns out that Brownsville has an airport that works just fine.
It's probably for the best.
Exactly.
So we were thinking of a few questions that we might ask you about. What's the craziest show that you've done as far as audience participation wise? Ideas from the audience members and things like that.
Right. Well, as you may or may not know about our show, it's different every time because it's improvised. It has a structure of an awards show, but the suggestions that we get are what drive the show, and so that makes it different every time. The music is different. We love talking to people after the shows, and they challenge us about like, okay, so how many songs do you have that you just like, that you just do and you just change a word here or there? And it's like, no, actually, it's different. It's different every single time.
A whole cloth each time.
Each time.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And one of the great things about being here is that we've got 3 shows, so people do actually have the opportunity to come and like
they would see a different show each time.
See a different show each time, and then we can prove to them that it's different.
Perfect.
That it's different. But in terms of difficult suggestions, we love anything. It could be generic, my cat sits in the back seat, whatever it is. The only things that we put back, because we like to play to the height of our intelligence and be a family show, is we'll put things back if they're like inappropriate language or inappropriate ideas, but we don't usually get those. And I'm trying to think of like a really difficult one. We've gone so many places in terms of the worlds that our musicals create, so I'm really trying to think of, fortunately, maybe it's a good thing that we haven't been stumped yet.
It wasn't even my question, actually. What I wanted to know really was what it was like to work with Johnny Depp.
Yes, well, someone has to channel him at any particular point. We know anybody could appear in our shows. Okay. You don't know.
All right.
You just have to squint, and maybe it's the real person.
We can imagine it. We can just see
exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Do you play the piano, or are you the?
I don't. No. We travel. Each of our shows has 4 presenters, an MC who sort of leads the festivities of the evening, and then a musical director who also plays the piano. So that's the music that we have in the show.
Okay. And so from here, you're going where?
This is the end of our winter season. So our next shows will actually be in January in New York.
Oh.
So we're all going home. We get to have a few holiday weeks at home.
Well, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's great. Although we probably prefer to stay down here and like have the,
unless you
70-degree weather.
Like that New York winter.
We'll see what happens.
So what is the audience going to expect? Anybody that's watching this and is going to come to one of the shows this week, what are they miss?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and really easy show to just sit back and enjoy. The job of an audience member is pretty much over in terms of responsibility after they write down that song title. That all happens before the show even starts. It goes into a fishbowl, and then that's where we pull the ideas from the entire show.
So perfect. And the pressure is off. They just sit down and watch the show.
Pressure is off. You as the song writer of that made-up song title could be the winner of the Phony Award that night. You don't know, so there is a little bit of anticipation there. But we like to have fun with our audiences. We don't want to put anybody on the spot and make them. It's not a comedy show in the sense that we're trying to
pick on the audience.
Yeah, we don't pick on them.
Isolate somebody and then harass them.
Right. We do like to rig people. There is audience participation, but yeah, sure.
Anybody? Any
Robert, is it more fun for you guys or for the audience?
I think it, as with all live theater, I think it depends on both sides. I think that we enjoy it when the audience is enjoying it, but we never blame them if a show doesn't sort of feel like that it's crackling. But there's always a way to sort of, as we say, kind of make your own wave and have fun. And hopefully people come along with us. I think one of the nicest sort of, I guess, compliments that we get after the show is that people comment on the ensemble and how we all tend to really enjoy working together. and playing off of each other and picking up each other's ideas, and I think that's a huge compliment, very flattering compliment.
Will your parents be coming to see you?
Not this time, but I tell you, my parents live in Des Moines, Iowa, and we have been in Des Moines for a couple of sit-downs, and my parents have attended every single show. In fact, they've seen every single show that's happened in the state of Iowa, and we've done several dozen. So yeah, they're diehards.
Good job, Mom and Dad.
Exactly. I was teasing my aunt tonight is my mom's sister, or tomorrow they'll be here this week, and they are coming to all shows and bringing a gaggle of folks to come see it. I was teasing her because my mother had told me that they really wanted to come see all 3 shows, and I was like, I bet that was my mom putting some pressure on them to say, like, when Bob's here, we see all of those. They call me Bob. When Bob's here, we see all of his shows, and so now he's going to be in your neighborhood, so you gotta go see all of them. But I tried to give my aunt and uncle an out, but they were like, no, absolutely, we want to be there because they've seen the show before and they really enjoy it.
So what's the longest run that you've
We were, this was a couple of years ago, we were in Des Moines for was it 3 weeks? I think it was 2 full weeks. Maybe it was 3 the first time, I can't actually remember now. But that was probably the biggest sort of sit down that we've done. We usually get the opportunity to go into like 1 show or 2 shows.
And then you have a break.
Then we go back to New York, and then we kind of go out on the weekends and do our thing.
So when you sit down and have to hammer them out night after night, when will it end?
I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to keep it fresh. There's that sort of moment when an idea comes to you where you say, oh, have I done this before? Like, you don't want to feel like you're cheating the audience, and you don't want to feel like you're cheating yourself, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying before. Like, we want it to feel like it is new every time. It is new every time, but inevitably, there's some ideas. I think I went through a stretch where every musical that I created was set on a mountainside in Europe somewhere. A school on a mountainside in Europe. Who knows?
You just went through a phase there, right?
Or you do certain shows about, my stories tend to be about, this guy who's bucking tradition and goes on a journey, or somebody else tends to go and get sort of interested in, fantasy or something like that, and so those
the
stories
other cast kind of feed into that too. They realize what's going on.
I think so, but we don't want to ever fall into the trap of sort of feeling like we know what's going to happen, of course, because we don't. And the moment that you start to anticipate something, you miss.
Where did you train for improv?
Where? I trained in New York. I trained with someone who studied the sort of Second City method, which their home base is out in Chicago. And then, of course, Del Close has had a big influence on longer form. Our show is sort of split into two acts, and the first act is very much short form, which is like sort of short scenes and songs that are based off of different suggestions. Each presenter presents a different idea. And then in the second act, the winning song by audience applause of those that we present then gets a full production of that winning, with the reincorporation of that winning song in the second act. So then we get to see the long form, which is like the longer arc story, and then we get to see where that winning song fits in and how it fits in, which is kind of a magical puzzle.
So did you start out with improv? Is that?
I mean, I've been doing musicals and an actor all the way back into school, chorus and all of that stuff. I've trained as a dancer since I was about 7 years old. I went to college to be a dancer, and then discovered improv after a couple of years I had been in New York. I went to New York to dance, and then discovered improv. And my first class was like an immediate fit. I was like, where has this been all my life? And I've been doing it ever since. I get to be what I call a quadruple threat, which is not just a singer, an actor, and a dancer, but then an improviser on top of it, which I think raises the challenge.
Love it first time.
Oh gosh, yeah. And I never have to learn any music or
That's right. You
don't have to
worry about
learning
learning
lines.
I don't have to rehearse in an echoey room. It just all happens on stage.